Welcome back to Indonesia Highlight. The 23rd World Economic Forum on East Asia has the Shangri-La Makati Metro Manila as its central hub. World leaders, economic ministers and the business community have gathered here to discuss on how the region can put this growth towards equitable progress. For the latest developments, here's our very own Florence Armain in the Philippine capital. Florence?
Hello, hi Sari. Yes, I'm currently still
Florence.
at the Shangri-La.
Can you tell us what's happening in Manila currently?
Yes, I'm currently still at the Shangri-La Makati in Manila, where the 23rd World Economic Forum on East Asia is being held from the 22nd to the 23rd May 2014. Now, with the Asean economic looming, which will create a market of 600 million people with total GDP of almost $2 trillion, ASEAN will see a very fresh demand on services and also products from developed markets such as Europe and also the United States, and this will boost consumption and also production not just in East Asia but also in ASEAN. Now, world leaders, economic ministers and also business community have gathered here to discuss how ASEAN can leverage or use this growth for equitable progress. Now, there are three pillars that's been discussed today and tomorrow, which are equitable progress, which discusses how to create the right incentives to channel more capital into employment-generating investment, and also the policies that can be used to address the youth unemployment crisis. And the second pillar is advancing models for sustainable growth, which secure new partnerships and also require new partnerships and also institutional mechanisms to strengthen the responses to increasingly unexpected natural disasters. And the third is realizing regional connectivity, which looks deeper into the impact of global trade facilitation reforms and how the region, which is seeing a rapid growth of its middle class at the moment, step up to the next stage of economic growth. Now, earlier today I spoke to James Tiriadi about education and also growth in Indonesia, and mainly in Indonesia, and also the finance minister Khatib Basri about the outlook of economy for ASEAN and also Indonesia.
As you know, we need growth so that we can create jobs and lift up the living standards of the people of Indonesia. And now we have got a great opportunity with the ASEAN economic integration that's coming up at the end of next year. So for Indonesia to take full advantage of it, there are a lot of things that needs to be done. Out of 112 million labor force, 70% are in the informal sector. That means that they are low skilled, low pay. So how do we bring them into the formal sector, and so they can take advantage in this inclusive growth, which means that it's education, it's training, but while we're trying to get the 70% into the formal sector, we've got more coming into the workforce every year, so that is a big challenge. They're trying to go from a 9-year mandatory schooling into a 12-year mandatory schooling, so that's good, because right now only 2% of Indonesians have the opportunity to be in the elite, because they're the ones that are going to the universities, into higher education. So by going to a 12-year system, that will allow more people to go into the higher education. But the other thing that I think what we can do is to have better teachers. Right now the concept of education is knowledge. What we need to do is to convert that, not knowledge, it's about process of learning, so that they're more prepared for a more dynamic and more regional integration, this environment.
With the problem in the current account deficit and the fiscal deficit in advanced country, I do believe that the advanced country later on need to do rebalancing. It means that, you know, maybe a country like US will become an exporter one day. They become a saver rather than spender. If that's the case, then the question is, who is going to be the locomotive of trade? because there should be some countries will drive the global trade, and the answer will be Asia. Why? Because Asia has a huge population, growing middle class, young population, but the question is whether Asia ready to take this position. I think in order to achieve this target, or in order to prepare Asia in order to ready to get this position, we need to do some reform. Which is, in my view, it's very important to focus on three issues. The first one is infrastructure for improvement of the connectivity. The second one is the quality of the human resources. And the third one is governance. So I'm quite optimistic about it. And I think it's about time for Indonesia to become the regional player. A country like Indonesia with 240 million population, there is no way we can do a sufficiency for everything. Perhaps we need to do sort of like some import of the products. But it will be nice if these import products from other country, from the companies owned by Indonesian. So for example, on rice, why don't Indonesia just invest in other country, and when we need the rice, we import from the Indonesian company. So Indonesia become the regional player. Well, my background is an academic. I haven't decided yet, but if there is one thing in my mind now, is I would like to take a vacation.
Florence, before we let you go, we hear that President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono is actually present at the forum, and he's receiving some kind of award. Can you explain to us what kind of award is he receiving?
All right. Yes, he arrived today, early afternoon today, but he will be attending a special event tomorrow, which is called an Indonesian Lunch Dialogue. It's actually an official World Economic Forum event or a dialogue, but hosted by the LiPo group. Now, President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono will be, of course, giving a welcoming speech, and also will be receiving what the World Economic Forum Global Statesmanship Award. I think I will be able to have more tomorrow. That's all from me today. Oh, before before you let me go, that last statement that Khatib Basri made about him going to vacation, it was when I asked what he was going to do after SBY ends his term, whether he's going to go back to the academic sector or he's going to stay in government. I think that's all for me today. I'm Florence Armain, Berita Satu World, Manila.
Thank you so much. That was Florence Armain reporting live from Manila from the World Economic Forum.